Shoo. What is up? What is happening, all of my beautiful YouTube family? Welcome back to the Bad LSX Garage YouTube channel. In this week's video, we're going to go on the search for a bed cover for project utility. Not only are we going to go for the search, but we're going to do the installation just as soon as we find one. Stick around, stay tuned, and let's roll to that intro. Get in a car like this and smile, there's something wrong with you. What is up? What is happening? What is going on? All of my beautiful YouTube family, again, welcome back once again to the Bad LSX Garage YouTube channel. I'm glad each and every one of you decided to come back by one more time to see what's happening here at the garage, here at the compound. Now, if you look behind me, it looks a little bit different than what it normally looks like. And that's because, as you've seen earlier, we're getting hammered right now with rain. And we are in a flood warning. The whole state is, and probably several states around us as well. So this garage tends to flood if we get heavy rain, so I wanted to move everything out of the way that was going to be in the danger zone, if you will. Now that the garage is out of the danger zone, we need to get the bed of my truck also out of the danger zone. And how can we do that? By installing a bed cover. If you watch this channel any period of time, you know that when I bought Project Utility, one of the first things that I said I wanted to do was actually put a bed cover on this truck. If you don't know what Project Utility is, it's my 2018 regular cab short bed Silverado. Well, I don't know if it's considered short bed or not. It's got a 6.5 foot bed, but regardless, that was one of the main things that I wanted to do to the truck, because it being a single cab, I want to put all my stuff in the back. Jacks, wheels, if we have luggage, I can throw all that in the back. It can be locked up and secured. But here's the problem. I didn't want to buy a new one. I know how much they cost new. At the same time, I didn't realize that it was going to be so crazy expensive on Facebook Marketplace. When I say crazy expensive, they want more for these bed covers on Marketplace than what you can go to the store and buy one brand new. That's insane. I get it. People are trying to recoup some of the money that they just spent, but you ain't going to try to break it off. And me, it doesn't work that way. I hit up a few people. I thought maybe we can get a collaboration going. Maybe we can do a sponsorship or something like that. Unfortunately, that's been a bust. So it is what it is, you know. I've still been looking, I've still been pricing. Go to O'Reilly's, AutoZone, Advance, all of those places, and you know, you're gonna pay those prices. That's what you're gonna pay. You can go to Amazon and you're gonna pay pretty close to the same prices that you would pay at the auto parts stores. Same with eBay. So that's why I have directed more of my attention towards Facebook Marketplace and actually trying to find one there. I didn't actually think that it was going to take longer to find the bed cover than what it took to actually find the truck. And if you've watched this channel, you know that it took me a little while to actually find this truck, to find exactly what I wanted. But a bed cover? Really? It's really not the bed cover that was the issue. I just got to be honest with you. And I feel like when I say this that I'm not talking to you guys, because I feel like the people who come to watch this channel have common sense. You're not one of those people who just, or I feel like you're not anyway. And if you are, well, let me help you out to get you out of that state of mind. At least take some notes and remember it for next time. You get on Marketplace, you narrow your search down to however many miles, which mine was usually about 75. You type in the search bar what you're looking for. 6.5 foot bed cover for a Silverado. And you guys know how it is. Marketplace really doesn't divide everything out for you. You still have things on there for Dodge, Ford, and Chevrolet, GMC, whatever. You find one within your price range, within your limits of how far you're willing to travel. You click on it. There's one picture. It's dull. You can't even tell what it even is. They've got the tape measures so close, and so you can't tell anything about anything. Okay, whatever. You go down to the description and try to read. All it says is 6.5 foot. It doesn't say if it's for a Dodge, Chevrolet, Ford. So you message these people and ask them, you know, look, I'm interested in this. What is this fit? They'll finally message you back and tell you that it's for a Chevrolet. Okay, great. Do you have any pictures? Because this one I really can't tell much about. You don't hear anything for 2 or 3 days. Then all of a sudden you get a ding on your phone and you click and they've left you a message. It's the message that it's been sold. What? My wife and I just recently went to a little getaway in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. While we was there, I thought, I've already exhausted all of my options around my area. Let's check while we're down here and I'm gonna see what I can find. So I done the exact same thing, 75-mile radius. I messaged 2 people. I've got about 3 days, give or take, so I want to get an answer, hopefully within those 2 or 3 days that I'm going to be there. The first person answers me right away, just what it was. He couldn't meet at this time, and well, unfortunately, I missed that bed cover. It would have been a great option. The other person that I messaged, I didn't hear anything until 3 days after I was already back here, and then he leaves me a book. I'm like, you could have probably had this sold if you had answered me within at least 24 hours, but regardless, you lost a sale. My favorite is the people who will not answer. They'll put the post up, they'll take the time to go through all the necessary pictures, they'll leave the description, and you say, hey, I'm interested in this, can we set up a time to actually come and look at this? They look at your message, but they will not answer you. In fact, time goes by and you think, well, maybe they got busy, maybe that something happened that somebody else stood them up. So you message them back again. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to bother you, but I'm interested in this. Could you please maybe set up a time and place that we can look at this? Once again, you see that they look at it, but they still won't answer you back. They go through the time to refresh the product when it's out of date. You see that they've added new pictures, but they still won't answer you. I don't understand. What's the point? Even scammers take time to message you, but yet I don't know. It just blows my mind, fam. It blows my mind. Late last night, I found one on Marketplace. I messaged the guy. He was pretty responsive. He got back to me fairly quickly. It was the exact bed cover that I was looking for. It was within the price range that I was looking for, but you always try to get a better deal. So I messaged him, would you take this amount? He messaged me back and said, yes. I set up the location. He said, I'll be there. I said, if there's something happens that, hey, I can't make it, I will let you know. He said, I appreciate that. Got up this morning, I set up the location again, asked him if it was all good, told him I was leaving. He messaged me and said, I'm leaving as well. We met up, and today I finally got a bed cover. First off, I want to say thank you to Dakota. Dakota is the gentleman that I bought this bed cover from. And I'm going to help some of you guys out by using Dakota as an example. Some of you actually need to use and take notes from Dakota. He had the pictures up that was needed. In the description, it was what it said it was. When I messaged the man back, he messaged me within a timely manner. It wasn't 3 or 4 days later, and it wasn't just 1 or 2 words. Listen, we live in a time and age where every one of us have these cell phones glued to our left or right hand. There's no reason that it should take 3 or 4 days to get a response back from anyone. Either take your products off of Marketplace if you don't want to deal with it, or at least answer people back. Either way, I digress, and thank you very much, Dakota. Now, we did install this in the parking lot of O'Reilly's. It's just a down and dirty, throwed it on and latched it, and I took off because it's pouring down the rain, obviously. So now I've got it here. The truck's obviously draining out and drying out. I want to pull all of this back off and redo it the correct way. I'm going to use some of this foam tape here and lay around the edges so we are for sure that we have a good tight seal. And Dakota told me that there was a problem with the latch back here. I also want to check into that. I want to make sure that this thing is as tight as we can get it. When he told me it didn't leak, that it had a tight seal to it, I didn't realize that it had its own rubber seal. So I actually don't need this foam. I purchased this today just in preparation of needing it to go around the edge of the bed cover, but yeah, we're not going to need that. Take it back, or maybe I'll just keep it and we'll use it at a later date for something else. But it does have a rubber, what I would call it, almost looks like a windshield wiper, that has several layers that when you fold this cover back, it actually gives a tight seal against the bed. So that does eliminate this, which is a pretty cool design. So anyways, guys, it's pretty self-explanatory on how to put these on, or at least this one anyway. You just put it on, measure from the outside, make sure that everything's even front, like from your window and stuff. And then on each corner, it has a locking bolt, and then you just lock it down and the front's in place. Looks good from front, side to side. I'm gonna unroll it because it is a trifold. So I'm gonna unroll it one, which is gonna come out to about right here. And then I'm gonna look down the side one more time to make sure that it looks like that it's straight. So let's just unfold this like so. Look down the side, and she's smooth, exactly the way it needs to be. Now, right here is the little clamps that clamp to the back. This side is good. However, the passenger side is broke. You can adjust this accordingly to how tight you want it or how loose, and it's spring loaded. So you adjust it to how tight you actually want your bed cover onto your bed. So it looks like he's tightened it down and went to snap it, and it's broke off right here. What this generally does is have a little hook, and it hooks to the lip of your bed, and it's broke off. Now, you could probably buy these probably from Amazon pretty cheap, but I'm gonna try to figure out another way. I want it more secure. I don't want anybody getting into this. If you get into it, it's gonna be because you've literally took a hammer to it. That's the only way you can get into it. So we're gonna mess with it, and we're gonna see what happens. But you have a little set screw or a screw right here, and it's got a little cover. You pull that screw and that cover off, and then you can slide this out in order to replace it. My wife says I'm a pack rat, and I may be, but sometimes you need to hold on to things, and this is one of those times I'm glad I did and didn't let her talk me into throwing something away. This, I absolutely don't know where it came from, but I do know that it's specific to a camper shell or a camper topper. I have 8 of them, obviously 4 for each side, but I'm only needing 1 at this time. I don't know, I may do 2, 1 for each side, but right now we're just gonna sacrifice the 1. Now, you may be asking yourself, how am I gonna get this to work in place of this? Well, this actually, like I showed you guys, slides through here, and it slides, and you use it for tension. Well, if I slot this to where it will slide up through here, then that'll probably work. I won't have the tension. I'll have a solid mounted piece, but at least it'll be, like I said, you'll need a sledgehammer for it. You won't be able to pull it open. Let's cut some slots into this, and let's just see what happens. It's not pretty by any means, but it's gonna be functional, and that's all that matters. You can slide it into place. That's perfect where it needs to be. Now, yes, there's some side-to-side movement, and there needs to be, in all honesty, because when you slide this back, you need to be able to get it into place. Then once you get it into place, you can tighten down your 14 millimeter, and then you've got a solid fit. That ain't going nowhere. Bed covers, bed shells, locks, all of that is just to keep an honest person honest. Let's just be honest about it. So is this gonna prevent somebody from getting into my truck? Absolutely not. If somebody wants in it bad enough, they're gonna get in it regardless. It doesn't matter how much stuff I do to it. It's just one of those things. But for peace of mind, for me, to me, if you're gonna have a hard cover like this, that you can literally throw tires or whatever else you wanna throw up on this, and it'll hold it, wouldn't it make sense to have something that locks a little better than this? That's garbage in my book. So the question remains, am I gonna do the exact same fix that I did on this side over here? What do you think? Somebody's already in the comment section right now, boy, that's inconvenient, that's gonna suck, I hate that for you. Well, not really, because here's the deal, I'd rather be a little bit inconvenienced than to go pull down this plastic piece one day while I'm 400 or 500 miles away from home and it busts, and then I gotta worry about this flopping the whole way back home or somebody getting in the back of my stuff. So yeah, I'd rather take a 14 millimeter and just a few extra seconds, and security, peace of mind, I'm good. It's the small things to me, fam. This little thing is gonna save me so much time and just so much headache, to be honest. My spare tire, I like to keep it in the bed of the truck. I don't want to be alongside the interstate and it pouring down the rain and have to go underneath my truck in order to change a spare tire. Same with my tools. I like to keep a few tools on me. I've got a couple of jacks in this bag. I've got a tire iron. I've got just little odds and ends in there, just things to just get me by if I get stranded alongside the road. Then I've got a place to put some groceries, and they're going to stay dry. They're going to stay in their spot and out of the way, and we're good to go. This is secure. It's not going anywhere. You're literally going to have to take a hammer in order to get this off, or a 14 millimeter. But the best part, listen how airtight this is. Now listen to the suction when I open it back. Yes, we've got a good seal. Everything's going to stay dry. Everything is going to stay secure, and I'm good with that. And that, my family and friends, is a wrap for this week's video. If you've enjoyed it, go down there and give old dad a big thumbs up. And by the way, if you're watching the videos and you haven't subscribed yet, maybe think about subscribing. There's a little thing called the algorithm, and we like to check it out every once in a while, us that like to do content creations. And it come to my attention here recently that like 80% of you guys isn't even subscribed that's watching my content. What are you waiting for? This could be the number that pushes me over the top, and I'm just waiting on you. That's it. I love each and every one of you, fam, whether you subscribed or whether you ain't. Just keep watching and we'll keep rolling with it. Until next week, are you ready? Let's do this. Peace. I'm out.